Hello, my name is Bobby, and in this video, we're going to be covering the Environments feature in ScriptRunner Connect. Environments gives you the ability to have a managed release process built into the ScriptRunner Connect platform itself, rather than having to manage that externally. For those unfamiliar with what a managed release process might look like, generally, when you're creating tools or additions or modifications to software environments, you will have 2 or 3 different environments or different versions of those environments so that you can manage releases correctly. Usually you'll have live, UAT, and development, or just UAT and live. What this means is that you can have your UAT versions of every environment. So for example, 2 versions of Jira Cloud, live and UAT, and you can develop and test changes in your UAT environment without impacting the live operations of your Jira instance. With environments, ScriptRunner Connect gives you the ability to have 2 different versions of a workspace and configure the connections of those workspaces to different versions of tools. So for example, we can see here in this environment, I have my default or my live environment, and I have my UAT. My live environment is connected to my Jira Cloud Jan. This is my live Jira Cloud instance. And if I go to UAT, it's connected to Jira Cloud UAT, so my UAT version of the tool. Within ScriptRunner Connect, you can have different versions of your workspace applied to different environments that you've got configured. So again, you can see here, UAT is configured to head and default is to 1.3.0. Again, for those unfamiliar with terminology, head is always the latest version of your workspace. So my latest version of my workspace is in UAT, and default is on the version before 1.3, a released version. So how does this work in practice? So you can see here in the information tab at the top, because I'm looking at version 1.3, we get the information that I'm about to tell you, which is that you cannot modify this script here. This script cannot be changed. So if I try to type, cannot edit in read-only mode. This is to ensure that version 1.3 is, as it was released, is kept the same way. So no one can come in and make a modification to your default or your live environment. If it's assigned to a released version, it's going to stay the same. You have to go and create a new version using your head to release to live to make sure you go through that process. So as a demonstration, I have got a workspace here that listens for when an issue is created in a Jira instance. And when it is created, it just adds a comment to the issue that was created with some text that says what version we've created the comment from. So if I go to my live instance, my Jira Cloud live instance, and click create, and I create a new story, we can see, if I go to the issue and refresh, we can see that it was the workspace's version 1.3 that we've added the comment for. If I go to UAT, which is my head version, and look at the script here, we can see I've configured it to say 1.4. So if I go to my UAT version of a tool and go to new story, and click create and view the issue, we can see that the version there is 1.4. So let's say that I've done my development, I've done my testing, etc., and I'm happy that this is ready to be released. What I can do here is I can go to the options menu at the top right and click on release and deploy. This takes what you're currently looking at, i.e. the head version, and creates a new release for your instance. So I can say here that I'm creating 1.4. I could give it labels if I need to, and I'm going to be applying this to my default or my live environment. I can click here, and this will then go and take the head of the tool, and it will go and apply it to my default version and flag default to say that it's on now version 1.4. So now you can see we've got version 1.4 in the code. And if I go to my live version of the tool and create a new issue, and click create, and then we can see here the comment is added for version 1.4. We also have rollback features so that if you were to release a version and then realize that there was a bug that wasn't captured during testing, you can always go to the deployment manager here, and I could take default and I can revert it back to any of the later versions that are available in my instance. Thank you very much for your time. Hope this is useful. Have a fantastic rest of the day.